Hello world, welcome or welcome back. I'm Goddess Dawn. It's Friday, July 19, 2019, and I'm back today with more about this whole R. Kelly saga. Specifically today, I want to talk about R. Kelly's former business manager, Derrel McDavid, or Derrel McDavid. I'm not sure how it's pronounced. Before I get to what happened in court yesterday with him, I'm going to just give a little background on McDavid and R. Kelly's relationship so we can all be on the same page with regard to these bastards. All right, so beginning in the early 1990s, McDavid worked as Kelly's business manager. He ended the relationship in 2013 amid a dispute over unpaid wages. He later sued Kelly for more than $1 million. McDavid has been quick to challenge R. Kelly's many accusers. During R. Kelly's 2008 trial, after Lisa Van Allen testified against Kelly, McDavid called Van Allen an admitted thief and liar who wouldn't know the truth if she tripped over it. He also lashed out at another Kelly accuser, Jerronda Pace, threatening to sue her for violating a confidentiality clause in her settlement with Kelly after she appeared in the documentary Surviving R. Kelly. In the new indictment filed in federal court Thursday, they're talking last Thursday, McDavid is accused of helping cover up Kelly's alleged crimes, paying hush money to victims, and collecting incriminating tapes of Kelly to prevent their release. McDavid pleaded not guilty to each of the 4 federal charges Friday and was released on $500,000 bond. And he's due back in court next week. And this is coming from CBSChicago.com. So when they say he has court next week, that's this week. He had court yesterday, Thursday, July 18th. He's currently out on bond. He's fighting hard to keep his freedom intact. And his attorney actually spoke to reporters, and this is what he had to say. It says, outside the courtroom, Derrel McDavid's attorney said that McDavid had no dealings with Kelly for the last 5 years, and that could help McDavid's case. It's our intention to take this trial and get Mr. McDavid fully vindicated. And this is his defense attorney, Vadim Glosman. Glosman represents McDavid, who managed R. Kelly's career until 2014. Okay, so this disputes the other article that said 2013. It also mentioned the Surviving R. Kelly documentary, which didn't come out until last year, so that was also confusing. It mentioned that he lashed out about Jerronda Pace having appeared in the documentary Surviving R. Kelly, but all these are conflicting reports. Anyway, this goes on to say McDavid is accused of helping the R&B singer pay hundreds of thousands of dollars in hush money to Kelly's alleged victims, charges which McDavid denies. These charges against Mr. McDavid are sensationalized, and it's kind of him being associated with Robert Kelly for so long, and that's his attorney speaking. Prosecutors say those hush money payments constitute obstruction of justice. The crime's got a 5-year statute of limitations. Defense lawyers may try to prove that there's only one alleged payment from Kelly to McDavid within the last 5 years, and it came from a lawsuit where McDavid claimed the singer owed him $1.3 million. Absent that payment, defense lawyers could say there's no criminal activity within the past 5 years. I find it interesting they're focusing on the last 5 years, and I know that their job is to keep him out of jail. So they're really just sticking to the law and the things they can do to keep him out within the frame of the law. But really looking at everything and the crimes that R. Kelly has been indicted for, the crimes happened back in the 90s and the 2000s when this guy was working with him. All of this coercion and tracking down people, paying them off so they don't expose the tapes and this and that. This happened more than 5 years ago, and he definitely had his hands in all of that. So it'll be interesting to see if his lawyers are going to be able to pull this off. This article goes on to say, this is a quote from his attorney, it's a completely separate matter. And they did have a falling out, and they haven't had a professional relationship in over 5 years. So a little more about this lawsuit between McDavid and Kelly. TMZ actually reported on it back at that time. It says, R. Kelly is an ungrateful tightwad who screwed over the guy who made him a star, at least according to a new lawsuit. Derrel McDavid says he's managed R. Kelly for decades and helped him navigate from a nobody to a superstar. Things soured last year and Kelly and McDavid parted company. According to the lawsuit, they made a deal. Kelly would give McDavid $1.3 million and they walked their separate ways. McDavid says Kelly made the initial $300K payment, but the deals called for an additional $40K a month payments for 18 months and he hasn't received a cent. McDavid's suing for the $1 million balance. Here's Kelly's big problem. We're told McDavid was deeply involved in Kelly's personal and professional life and knows everything about the various disputes he's had with women and others going back 20 years. Sources connected with the case say Kelly could be playing with fire by stiffing David. And here we are right now, and McDavid is smack in the middle of all of R. Kelly's shenanigans because he was involved. He was helping. And, so it'll be interesting to see what happens. While McDavid remains free on bond, R. Kelly remains locked up after a judge ruled earlier this week that he was too likely to flee and a danger to the community. The third defendant in the case, former Kelly employee Milton Brown, or June Brown, makes his first appearance in Chicago courtroom on Friday, and that's today. So I'm going to end this here. I just wanted to give an update on what was going on with, I guess he could be considered a co-defendant for obstruction of justice, at least. We're already seeing people comparing R. Kelly to Epstein and Weinstein and even Kevin Spacey, who was just exonerated from his criminal charges. He's still going to be probably facing civil suits, but his criminal charges for his sex crimes have been dropped. The victim would not testify, so they have no case without the victim. And this is actually reminiscent of what happened with R. Kelly back in 2008. So with that being said, I'm going to leave this here. Thank you as always for checking me out. I appreciate you greatly. Go ahead and subscribe if you haven't already. Hit the bell to get the notifications. And go ahead and like this video. Let me know you were here. I'll see you in the comments. Till next time. Peace.